You guys might remember last week we talked about the fact that the upcoming, well, now that it's out, Conjuring, The Last Rites movie was coming out, and it was projecting to have one of the strongest openings in the franchise's history at $40 million. Well, look, 95% of the time, this is a statistical fact, the box office projections are usually within about 5% of what it actually comes out to be. Not this time. Not this time. Because according to reports, The Conjuring Last Rites doubled the projections. It opened up to $84 million domestically.
That's just insane.
$84 million domestically, as CNN notes. That is good enough for the third highest opening of a horror film ever, citing that It opened to 123.4 million and It Chapter 2 opened to 91 million. The Conjuring Last Rites, which, listen, I've not even heard a lot of people talking about leading up to it. I don't know if it's because there's not a lot else in theaters right now that hasn't already been out for 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks or whatever. But this thing absolutely dominated. We go over and take a look at the chart here. Conjuring Last Rite, now it says 83. It has been updated to 84. But comes out, makes $84 million. By the way, how about that little Hamilton re-release? We were all gushing about Jaws making like $9 million in its re-release. Hamilton doing its theatrical release took in $10 million. Weapons makes another 5.3. Freakier Friday makes another 3.8. Remember when we were wondering if Freakier Friday or Weapons would make more money? Yeah, turns out everybody was wrong about that. And then in the number 5 spot, Caught Stealing made $3.2 million. But the story here is Conjuring. I want to remind everybody too about this data that we brought up last week. Prior to Last Rites, the biggest opening in the Conjuring franchise was 2018's The Nun at 52 million or 53 million. Conjuring made 41, Conjuring 2 made 40. Everything else was in the 30s or lower. So not only has this smashed, like just obliterated every one of the records the franchise had, we'll see how much it makes overall. But I mean, as far as openings go, becomes the third. Think of all the horror movies. Think of, even in the last like 10 years, only 2 have ever had a bigger opening weekend than this movie. And that's movies called It. And those are pretty big, Rob. Don't know if you remember.
Pretty big.
They were pretty big. This is absolutely unbelievable. Like this much. So Rob, you're seeing this number. I mean, we thought it was damn impressive that it would make 40, 41, 42, which is what it was originally projected at. We thought that was impressive. Oh, and by the way, according to Variety here, with this movie now hitting this, after Conjuring The Last Rites, Warner Brothers now extends its record. Because remember, with Weapons, it broke the all-time record, most consecutive $40 million opening. It's now extended that record to 7. So, hello, Warner Brothers. I mean, they just keep winning and winning and winning. And we're going to talk more about their winning in just a little bit here. But Rob, okay, Conjuring Last Rites. I didn't get around to seeing it. I was just getting home from San Diego on Saturday. Yesterday was NFL. I'm not going to any movies on Saturday. I was firmly planted with about 6 friends over here yesterday watching football all day. So I haven't had a chance to see Last Rites yet. I'm not going to get to see it tonight because we're going to the Dodger game. Hopefully tomorrow night I'll go see it. Guys, we want to thank the sponsor of today's episode, PrizePicks. Look, you and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right actually means you win. And with football back, there is no better time to get in on the action. You guys know I've been using PrizePicks for a while now, and it's honestly the most fun I've had engaging with the new football season already. For example, this weekend, I had Josh Allen throwing for more than 270 passing yards, and Baker Mayfield having more than 2.5 passing touchdowns, and boom, I won on both. Building your lineups on PrizePicks is fast, simple, and honestly extremely fun. All you have to do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player projections. And if you're right, you win. What's even better is that PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you can still win even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Plus, they've even got this thing called injury reboots, so if a player goes down in the first half, it won't count against you. And PrizePicks operates in more than 40 states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. So download the app today and use code CAMPEA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CAMPEA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. But again, Rob, we thought 40 million was going to be great. This thing made 84. What is it that got almost twice as many people going to go see it than any of the other Conjuring movies before? What was the magic formula here? What worked?
Well, I went and saw this movie. I went to the Irvine Spectrum and saw it in an IMAX theater.
Such a great theater.
And I got to give, there's been a lot of horror this year, so I've gone to a lot of my favorite theaters and seen horror movies. And I have to say that theaters got to get their act together, because I'm a stickler about how the presentation goes. And with horror films, when things are dark, you want to make sure that your theater bulbs and the luminance and all that are properly calibrated. Dude, seeing The Conjuring Last Rites at the Irvine Spectrum in their IMAX house, glorious. Beautifully calibrated. The sound was earth-shattering, or glass-shattering, senses-shattering. My sanity was shattered. Terrifying. The movie looked great. Beautifully directed. The director in the franchise, coming off The Nun 2, this film was leaps and bounds beyond that in terms of style and flourish. I think this franchise, you know what I think? Like Fast and Furious, it's about family. Earl and Lorraine Warren, they're like your mom and dad. There's something, and this film is all about their daughter and the relationship their daughter has to her boyfriend, and then the relationship their daughter has to the this case that they're involved in.
Right.
And I have to say, I thought this was a wonderful film. I mean, yeah, it's a Conjuring movie. It's not The Exorcist. It's not Rosemary's Baby. It's not Martyrs. It's things I love. But this film, as far as meat and potatoes, this franchise has consistently delivered, and I think at its core, character. You love P. Willie, and you love, you do. And you love his wife. You love Vera Farmiga. The two of them together are wonderful. They're a husband and wife that genuinely love each other. And then with the addition of their daughter, who's great, who joined them on this adventure, and her daughter has a boyfriend who started out like, I wanted to punch his face, and then by the end, you love the guy. And it was a wonderful send-off to the characters. They're going to do another movie. I'm just saying.
Oh, 100%. There's no doubt about that.
And now we've got the next generation. But this is a film that consistently, really well made, really involving. The scares, while familiar, never stop working. Some great makeup effects, really creepy moments where like someone's hand is coming over someone's shoulder. I mean, there were some really good scares, thoroughly entertaining. This was a little bit of a slow burn, but I really enjoyed this film. I've loved the Conjuring franchise. I thought that all the movies are pretty worthy, actually. And this film delivers the goods the same way that Final Destination Bloodlines deliver the goods. You go in expecting something, they give you what you expected, and they exceeded those expectations.
Okay, but let me ask you this, because somebody in our live chat, I think it's Batman Bats in the live chat, is saying Conjuring is bigger than a lot of people think. No, it's not. No, it's not. As an NFL coach once said, you are what your record says you are.
Yeah.
You are what your record says you are. And the record of Conjuring has been, other than The Nun, which made like 50, and had a couple that made 40, all the rest of the Conjuring universe films have made 30s or 20s in their opening weekend. That's what they are. That's what the franchise is. And it's good. That's good. Those aren't bad.
But they've gone on.
How did this one, Rob? How did this one, if you take The Nun out of it, this one doubled what the previous best Conjuring film was in its opening weekend? Why were people with this particular Conjuring? Was it the marketing campaign? Was it them saying that or alluding to or suggesting this might be the last one? Is it just that, is it films like Sinners and Weapons really warming up and boiling the pot for horror? What was it that got it such a big opening weekend?
Look, I think honestly, it's the fact that this is a beloved franchise that people have been able to see on streaming. It's been 4 years since the last Conjuring movie came out. Horror has never gone away. And I think this is a beloved franchise the same way, and I keep on going back to this even though it's an old example, the same way that Terminator 2 was the first $100 million movie and it made $500 million when it came out, even though Terminator, which was successful, was still a low-budget movie. Right. People had seen Terminator on video. They'd seen it on cable. This is a beloved franchise that people have been watching now for the better part of a decade. It delivers the goods. People love these movies, and this is their core. This is the Conjuring. It's the basis. It's not a side story. It's not about Annabelle. It's not about a nun. It's not about the Curse of La Llorona, whatever. By the way, as a force multiplier, if you look at, we were discussing this yesterday on Let's Get Physical Media, Dieter brought out some numbers, and even the Curse of La Llorona, it made 10 times its budget at the box office. That these films are not expensive. I think this Conjuring was the most expensive at $55 million, and it's already made $175 worldwide. These movies make more money foreign than they do domestic, so they're big because they play well in Latin American countries. They play well in Asian countries because everyone knows in Latin America and in Asian countries, ghosts are real. Your ancestors are looking down on you, and we don't get that in America. We have Westerns. We don't have real ghosts. But in Asia and in Latin America and in Europe,
in Korea, they have ghosts.
They have ghosts. They're all real, and they know that. And so you see these movies. These movies honor family and they honor ghosts, and they travel well. And I think that this movie, I have to tell you, was a very satisfying time at the movies, and I think word of mouth has to play into that. People get excited about it. You know, people go see it on Thursday. It had did well Thursday night previews. Not huge, but it still did well. By Friday, everybody told their friends this movie's great.
All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Conjuring Last Rites obliterated its own projections, like doubling what its projections were, becoming by far the biggest opening in the franchise history, but also becoming the third biggest opening for a horror film ever in cinematic history. Whatever you guys think about that, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.